Yeah? Jose? Yeah? Jose? His girlfriend, he said. My girlfriend's already like, I'm all over this. Right? Kelly?
For sure.
For sure, right? So in this example, so let's say that they each do what you do and get 125 volume points for the product. Okay? So this is 375, right? 1, 2, 3 plus 3/4 is 375. Everybody agree? Plus your 125 is 500 points. Okay? Then when you get 500 points, Herbalife says you're more serious, so we're going to bump you up to 35%. Isn't that cool? Do more, get more. That makes sense? Now, some of you may go, listen, I can eat 500 points. Fine, I do. Okay? Some of you go, well, listen, I'll get 500 points now, and then I'll dispense it to people that I know in the next couple of days so that I can move up faster. Because for me, I would rather get it at 35% than 25%. Because this is 40% more than that. Okay? So that's what you can do as well. Okay? So that's in order to become a senior consultant, you do 500 volume points. Make sense? Got it? Now, QP, you need 2,500 volume points over 3 consecutive months. So, you have a 3-month rolling window. So January, February, March. February, March, April. When you dispense 2,500 volume points over 3 months, you get to 42% off. Like we have one of the guys at the gym, his name is Mike Hoffman, some of you guys have met him. That's what he's doing. He's just a consumer, okay? But he's like, gosh, you know, I got my kid on the products, I got my kid's mom on the product, I got 3 of my friends on the product, because he's had such amazing results, okay? So he wants to save more money on his products. Does that make sense? So that's what he's doing. Now, ultimately, you want to get here. Okay? And that's where I'm at when it comes to the position in the company. And it's called supervisor. I'll just put it abbreviated supervisor. Okay? And when you get here, you're still a health coach. What do you hear? And what do you hear? And what do you hear? Health coach. But here, now you save and you make 50%. So that same $100 that you dispense here, how much do you make now? 50 bucks, right? Now, did they give you 50% off on your products in GNC? No. That's why I love it, right? So not only do we get a great product for all different kinds of things, okay, you get to save 50%. And it's like buying everything you want on sale all the time. Who likes that sale, right? And then what's also great about this, for you, those of you that are thinking a little bit more entrepreneurial, okay, or you want to be a health coach and make a career level income, somewhere between, you know, a couple $1,000s a month and $10,000 to $20,000 a month, you want more sources of income. So here, you make, this is off retail. So you move $100, we just talked about, you make $50. Then you also make wholesale. Okay, so let me explain to you what wholesale is. So Joe and I worked for Fletcher Jones. Okay, I worked in retail there 20 years ago. Okay, so if you came in and purchased a expensive Mercedes-Benz, okay, and then you turned in this beautiful Ferrari, which people do, the dealer would keep it, and they would sell it to someone else. It's like going to buy a used car. It's a big business, right? So I would make a commission on the Mercedes for making the sale. Then I took this nice Ferrari in, and the company sold the Ferrari and made profit. Guess what I made? 0. They didn't pay me anything. Okay? If you bought this nice Mercedes-Benz for me, and then you went into the service department, like you would your BMW, and paid for service, guess what the company would pay me? 0. Does that make sense? So I had one source of income, just like a trainer. Train, make money. No train, no money. Here, why this was so important for me was I got a chance to make wholesale. So this is what it looks like, you guys. you're going to have an opportunity, depending on who you are, to wear 3 different hats. Okay, so the hat I stand here right now is I'm a health coach, and what I do is I train people physical fitness and nutrition. Okay, that's what I do. Now, then I said, okay, I want to make more money, so now I wear a second hat, and my second hat is I teach people how to do that, how to train people. So if you work at 24-Hour Fitness, like Jose worked at Equinox, okay, they have trainers there, and then they have someone who trains the trainers. Does that make sense? So this is the second hat. That's a typical business. Does that make sense? And then if you want to make career level income, what I mean by career level income, $8,000 to $10,000 a month, then you can wear a third hat. And the third hat that I wear is I teach people how to be number 2. How to teach people how to be a trainer. Because you have a trainer of the trainers, and you have someone that teaches the trainer how to teach people. Does that make sense? Not to train, but how to teach others to train. Does that make sense? So I wear 3 different hats. I wear 1, I do it myself. 2, I teach people how to do it. And 3, I teach people how to teach. 3 things, not that difficult. And if you decide to wear all 3 hats at some point in time in your career, then you can make some big cheese. Anybody need translation on that? Jose? Comprende? Mucho pesos. Mucho dollars. That make sense? You can make big money. Okay? So you make wholesale. Okay? And then you make royalties. Okay? And royalties is very simple. Okay? Franchises is the #1 business that moves a product and a service in America. #1. More products and services are moved through franchises than any other form of business. So what's an example of a franchise? What's the biggest? Who knows?
McDonald's. No? Starbucks?
You think it was, huh? Subway.
Oh.
They have more locations to do more revenue. Isn't that interesting? But what you do is you go, hey, listen, I want to be a Subway franchise. So you go to Subway and they say, okay, well, I need $50,000. And you got to go through all this training. Guess who pays for the training? You do. Guess who pays for your franchise agreement? You do. And they go, okay, you're going to sell sandwiches, okay? And then we're going to take a percentage of your revenue. You go, well, wait a minute, my rent's high here because I'm in Brooklyn or I'm in Newport Beach. And they go, I don't really care. We take 15% right off the top. Does that make sense? Okay, so what happens is Subway gets a royalty, right? Who's paying Subway? You are, right? In Herbalife, we get the royalty. Isn't that cool? That's what I love. So when you teach #1, because you're wearing the second hat, right? So you're teaching that person. And then when you're the third hat you're wearing and you're teaching those 2 people, Herbalife pays you a royalty. Isn't that sweet? Typically, if you're a franchisor, like you own Subway or you own McDonald's Corporation or you are McDonald's Corporation or Starbucks, for the most part, are all independently owned by Starbucks. There's a few exceptions. Otherwise, they're all Starbucks. Magic Johnson's one of the few where he's not Starbucks. He's actually an independent that owns Starbucks. Okay? But having said that, if you're an author or you're a musician, okay, then you get a royalty. Like if you go buy a Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, I don't know, Kurt Cobain, Bon Jovi's still around, isn't he? Yeah. Who did we just lose?
David Bowie.
David Bowie. If you go buy a David Bowie music right now, guess what they do? They pay his estate a royalty. Does that make sense? So typically you have to be in that kind of industry, entertainment, authoring, to get a royalty. What I love about Herbalife is they pay you a royalty for teaching #1 and #2. Isn't that cool? So you can make income. So some of you guys, when I said, listen, the company paid me $535,000, that wasn't from selling just Herbalife products. Half of that was royalties. Isn't that cool? So a kid that grew up in Los Angeles with no money, 6 kids in a 1-bedroom house, okay? Out of the 6 kids, only 4 graduated from high school. I earn royalties today. Isn't that cool? Now, those royalties are from, sorry, see that says eat.